welcome to this video. It's very good to see you. Today we're in my dining room, a living room area, and I have something, it's real. I'm gonna just be real today. You ever have one of those days where it's not a bad day, but everything is just wrong and falling and breaking, and I'm hitting my head on things? You're like one of those days. I'm having one of those today. And earlier this military helicopter was circling, and I felt surrender, just whatever. On days like that, I think you just have to say whatever, I don't care, and just move on with the day. But I'm here to talk to you about life, real talk about life, and I want to share 5 things. It's not like there's only 5 things, but when I think about it, there's just 5 things that I've learned. There's something beeping on the train tracks outside. It's coming for my shine today. Something's trying to get my shine, my cowboy energy, and I'm not gonna let it. We're plugging away, we're going on, whether it likes it or not. Speaking of cowboy, here's the 5 things, and the first one is cowboy days. I've learned to have cowboy days. 2, you have to do the scary love. 3, you can transform neediness or need into love to alleviate attachment. That's a bit more verbose than the other ones. 4, learn about yourself instead of telling about yourself. And 5, I want to talk about Dora's backpack. You know Dora the Explorer? You know Dora. You know her. She's got the backpack. And I'm going to talk about that. But fundamentally, I am happier now. I'm 30. I have turned the corner into my 30s. I feel so much happier now and more free than I did in my 20s. Just honest. And when I think about it, I don't know why, and I don't know really how to explain it, but I will say these things that feel really different, and maybe you'll get something out of it. Unfortunately, there's no hard and fast rules for living life. Growth happens, but let's talk about it. Alright, I have just realized as I've gotten older and a lot of my self-consciousness has gone away, that cowboy days are the spice of life. They are the spice on top of boring reality. So, what do I mean by that? In other words, it's okay, and it's not that deep to embrace or indulge aesthetic play and aesthetic differences. For me, it doesn't mean that I don't know who I am or that there's something up with me. It just means that I'm curious and I'm fluid and I'm having fun. For example, cacti. I love cactuses and plants and the desert, and all of that goes with Linda Ronstadt and George Strait music. It all goes together. And I remember being in Texas and growing up in Texas, and I feel that energy. It's all energy, and it's mine. And I can I used to hop in my car and just go for a drive, but now I can lift weights and wear like a little t-shirt and just swagger around because that's all inside of me, that aesthetic. Like, you can have a whole moment as the cowboy, and that's your moment. Or you can insert whatever genre you want. It's the spice of life. it's incredibly nourishing to like try new things, to put on a costume and create a performance, be under no illusions, but do the performance. I used to be very concerned with what things said about me, and I made all these rules for myself. I think I've talked about that on this channel before. Like, especially now, I used to be a lot more forward in my masculinity. I have a masculine aura about me, I would say, but now I carry a little purse because I just like it. And I have my cowboy days where that's my shine, you know? That's just my shine. So have fun and roll with things. Like, have a cowboy kind of day. It's not that deep. And if anything, it's like the most non-deep, it's the most on top, it's the most like joy. To me, that's the most fun that I have, is to inhabit these kind of aesthetic matrices. Hard word to say. And then we just move forward from that place. I have a complicated view of the injection of aesthetics into contemporary culture as a move from subculture into aesthetic play. I tend to have a very positive view of aesthetic play and think that it's very important, and it has liberated me. Just the permission to be anyone that you want to be, and to perform and to play. Of course, keeping in mind that there's a core inner self that's made of value. But we're not talking the world of value. We're talking the world of play, aesthetic play and experience, a cowboy day. Have a cowboy day. It's something now that I'm 30, I let myself have any phase I want to go through. I go through it because I deserve it. And so do you. If you want to wear all crochet outfits, have yourself a cowboy day. Go do it. Why not? There is no good reason. Number two, something that is just, I have to acknowledge in my whole body now that I'm 30, to do the scary love. To do the love. I've said this before. This may be one of the first things I learned as I got older. I will say this until I am dead in the ground. Right? If you want to stay single and be locked in and like develop that relationship with yourself and do monk mode and isolate, sure. Yeah, we gotta learn to be okay with ourselves. However, we all have to do the scary love, which is the kind that comes from other people. And that's just, the second you say that, you open up this door to this like room that's just full of bouncing balls and dynamite and things exploding. It's like, other people need to love me. Oh, what do I do with that? How vulnerable. I'm in a position where I need other people. Yeah. I found the perfect quote for this by Jeanette Winterson, and she said it, she nailed it in like a sentence. She was talking about how she's upset that there are so many kids who never get looked after, and so they can't grow up. Quote, they can get older, but they can't grow up. That takes love. That hit me really hard because, quite frankly, I think it's very true. We all know people who have gotten older, but they haven't grown up. And I think that we're all on that spectrum, myself included. And there are a lot of ways in which the love of other people helps me grow up and heal in me what is stunted and frozen and not really flowing, and it's having a hard time adapting. I don't beat myself up too much about it, but the scariest love is the love from other people. It's having other people see you and care about you and love you. And we all need it. And I just think you have to do it. However, that leads me to number 3. Sometimes when you want that love from other people, you can feel within you a neediness. So when you have neediness, it's not just that you want other people to love you, and of course we all need other people to love us. It's that sometimes certain behaviors develop such that you're trying to get other people's attention. Some of those can be manipulative, or they can be very performative. And all that's okay to a degree to be socially performative. You want to make other people comfortable, and we all want people to like us. But as we know, sometimes those can develop into maladaptive behaviors, where you can develop manipulative tendencies, or you can not like the way that you're performing for other people. I'll say this. Here's what I've learned. You can alleviate that attachment, like that real attachment to other people and needing them and projecting your fantasies onto them. It could be the affection they could give you, the ways that they could see you. If that's not working for you, you can alleviate it by transforming the need for somebody to see you this way, all those needs, transform them into love for that person. Have you ever kind of interacted with someone and you can see the needs that are driving the wheel of their car? You can kind of see what they want out of that interaction. You can feel the need behind the wheel. That happens a lot. If there is a freaky need behind the wheel of the car, other people can pick up on it sometimes. I've been in many a situation in which we have to go around and introduce ourselves in a class setting, and you can kind of feel that person that needs the extra attention, that needs a part of themselves validated, like we all do. So what I'm trying to say, as clearly as I can, if you, like I, had this need to perform for people, and like I really needed them to see me a certain way, the way that I've kind of been able to release that is to just sit in an affection for that person and say that being around this person makes me feel really good. I like their voice. I really like their company. They're really smart. Or I look up to this person. And lately, I've just been telling people, like, I really liked what you said in class. Oh, I really liked, the way that you phrased it. I really like the way you think. Or just, I love seeing you. And I tap into genuine compliments. It's one of the hardest things for me to do. But now, I just really allow myself to feel those good feelings. And when you approach someone, not with a need, I don't need anything from you, but with genuinely, I like you, I just really like you, I don't need anything in return, wonderful things happen, and it feels really pure. It just feels really good. Like, neediness can feel a little shameful. It can be wrapped up in feelings of guilt, and it can make interactions feel a little sticky. But love is always pure, and it just feels good to detach through affection. And I find that very needy people have the most love to give, because these are very similar related things. It's almost like two sides of the same coin. And sometimes the most performative people, because they genuinely just want love and attention, they actually have so much to offer and so much to give. And so if you're a person, you need something from someone else, you need people to notice you, and you just want to calm down, just try and like let that go and let it be replaced with affection, true affection for someone else. And just allow yourself to be suspended in love, and practice being secure in that feeling of like, I don't need anything, I'm happy. I don't need anything from this person, I just genuinely enjoy them, and I'm so happy that we're spending this time together. For me, it's worked. It's really worked, and I've kind of allowed myself to move from anxious attachment to more secure. If anyone ever tells you that you can't change attachment styles, they are full of BS. They're full of BS. This goes with romantic relationships, but all relationships, period. Number 5 is DORA'S backpack. DORA'S backpack is something that I've come back to a lot, especially in my late 20s, and now that I'm 30, I feel like I've got her backpack on me at all times. What I'm saying by that is I am fundamentally convinced that we all developed the tools for survival and personality when we were children. Also, if you can hear these rotten kids in the video, they're playing outside on a playground. I'm gonna keep it in the video anyway, because imagine the world that they're in right now. All those kids out there, they have the tools of happiness and like striving and survival. I think we do too, and that we found it when we were small. It's just that as we got older, it gets jammed up and complicated. But if you unpack that backpack, it's all right there. The need for love, pure, plain and simple. You're born into the world and you need to be loved. Easy. In the backpack. Got it. Music, period. When we have a distance to go in this world, within ourselves, to somewhere else, music will help us make the distance. Music. There's books in there. Stories. Books and stories. Nature. A stick. A rock. A snail. You've got pens and paper. Pens and pencils. And erasers and colors. Because you're making things with your imagination. Really, really simple, wonderful things are in the backpack. And it's just like a no-brainer. It's like no matter what weird self-help protocols I have adopted, they're so ephemeral. And the only things that have stayed with me is like music and losing myself in a book. I am transformed through creating and drawing and writing, having a coffee with a friend. Yeah, I feel it's cliche, I think, but as I've gotten a little older, and I'm very youthful, I'm got energy for days, I'm a very youthful person, I probably always will be, and I'm probably always gonna have some deep, severe flaws, and some lack of ability to cope. It is what it is, but it's cliche. I feel like as I get older and older, the tools I lean on are simpler and simpler. And in my 20s, it was like grabbing things at a sale off the shelf. It was like I tried anything and everything, and it was such a storm of like, what do I do? I'm lost. I don't know who I am. And then at 30, I'm just like, oh, it feels great. I don't care. The other day, I listened to Crazy, that song by Seal. And it was just like the pure feeling of listening to that song. Loved it. It was the best. And it's really as simple and vague, unfortunately, as the things in Dora's backpack, which I wear now. And it feels healthy. It feels really good. All of this is actually going to lead me to item number 4. I know, I said 5 before 4, but there's a reason. And that is, now that I'm speaking it, I see that number 4 is actually the last thing. Because it's about learning about yourself, not telling yourself about yourself. And the simplest way that I have found is like, to me there's a difference between what actually happens and what I tell myself is going to happen. I tell myself I'm going to do this, this, and this, and then I don't, and I do something completely different. And I've just taken a seat of curiosity, and if it flows, it's right. If it doesn't flow, something's going on, and it might not be right. I find that talking about self-help, if I learn about myself and I take what is actually in front of me seriously, if I don't like it, I'm in a better position to change it than if I am forcing myself to be this thing, this person, this machine that I'm not. This might be hyper relevant if you are a neurodivergent person and you're seeing effects that don't line up with what you desire, like, oh, I just can't get out of bed, or I can't seem to accomplish this task. At a certain point, you just gotta learn about yourself, like, okay, what am I actually doing? What am I actually making? You know, I'm not making that movie I wanted to make, but for some reason I'm writing this short story. I must be writing a short story instead of making a film. And that's how you learn about yourself. And in my 20s, like, talking about grabbing everything off the sale rack for self-help, I really wanted to be, it was like 10 different people I would keep trying to be, and none of them were me. None of them, I never allowed myself to just be like a bubble in the air. And when I finally relaxed, I saw that I was able to transform and do all kinds of things. I've surprised myself. I've really surprised myself with some of my choices. And I guess that's who I am. I carry a little purse, and I wear little jewelry. These are my 3 bracelets. You know, it's just like, oh, these are my bracelets. I surprise myself all the time. When I have my cowboy days, and I'm just like, I am a Victorian goth today, or an actual cowboy, I learn about myself, and I'm pretty surprised all the time at what I get up to. Doesn't mean I don't have agency. It just means I'm not so hard on myself and so mean to myself like I used to be. So, yeah. In summary, these are my liberating life lessons where I've just allowed myself to be free. The first one is the cowboy days are the freaking spice of life. Yes, play and have fun, especially aesthetically. 2, do the scary love. That's the one where you allow other people in. Number 3, you can alleviate attachment by transforming the need for somebody into the love for somebody. And 4, we're gonna say Dora's backpack is number 4, where just like it's full of the simple stuff, and that's gotten me through, and that's what I lean on now. And then the last one, I pretty much now just learn about myself as opposed to telling myself anything about me. And that's been kind of nice. After after I've learned about myself, then I can do the fun work of like making narratives and be like, I didn't ever think I would say this. I'm a content creator. I'm on YouTube. I'm a lesbian on YouTube. It is what it is. It's happening. Clearly, that's who I am. Because I'm doing it and being it. So I must be that. And a billion other things that I'm doing and thinking. A shock to me. Yeah. I think we can really surprise ourselves when we allow ourselves to get up to whatever we want. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just in my day. I wanted to share these things. If you've made it to this part of the video, wow, that's amazing. Not many people do, except for you. My channel has grown a little bit, but I think the waters have calmed down, which is great. So I'm just gonna keep doing these things, having cowboy days, learning about myself, and having coffee and chilling. I hope you're having a good day. As of this recording, it's Monday. And if you're watching it the next day, it's Tuesday. The chances of you watching this on a weekday are high. And you know what the weekday means? It means stuff. But just stuff going on. Sometimes stuff you don't want to be doing. And that's okay. I have stuff I have to do that I don't want to do today. But it's going to be coffee, music, ASMR, and kind of leaning on those good things to get through the week. So, oh yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I like making a candid, I'm just talking to you type of video. There will be many, many more. I've started a Patreon. There's extra videos on there, but nothing changes on this channel. But be aware that that exists. Thank you so much again. Oh my goodness, GTA outside. I'm gonna go. Siren stopped. Okay, I'm gonna go keep the day going. I really cannot wait to see you in the next video. So, I will see you soon. Goodbye.